Hello, so in this video we are going to take a look at changing from radians to degrees. So the conversion factor from radians to degrees is to multiply by 180 over pi this time. So let's take a look at the first one here, A. So we have 2 pi this time, and so that's in radians, and we want to convert it to degrees. So we can then multiply it by 180 over pi. So again, 2 pi is a whole number, and we can change that to be a fraction by putting it over 1. And now again, we can simplify on the diagonals, just like we did in the last video. And in this case, we can simplify pi and pi. Because there's multiplication here, it's fine for us to just reduce these. So I'm going to divide this by pi, I'm going to divide this one by pi, and that would pretty much leave me with 1 there. So that means once I've done that division, I have 2 over 1 times 180 over 1. And of course, with multiplying fractions, multiply the top two numbers. So 2 times 180 gives me 360. And the bottom two numbers, which leaves me 1. So therefore, 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. And as you saw in the last video, pi is equal to 180 degrees, so it kind of makes sense. They're both double. Alright, so I'm going to make another separating line here, and we're going to try another one. Let's do C. So when we're working with C here, again, we have radians, so 3 pi over 4. And we want to change that to degrees. So we're going to multiply by 180 over pi again. Now I'm going to reduce on the diagonal again, and I'm going to reduce these ones. I'm going to reduce pi and pi. So divide this by pi, and divide this by pi. Now that's going to leave me with 3 over 4 times 180 over 1. Here's another shortcut for you. Again, 4 and 180 are also on a diagonal, which means that I can reduce them as well. And luckily that will work for us. So I can divide 4 by 4, and then I can divide 180 by 4, and that leaves me with 3 over 1 times 45. And 45 over 1, rather. And that brings me to 3 times 45, which is 135 over 1. So therefore, 3 pi over 4 is equal to 135 degrees. So write this step here. I just want to talk about this step a little bit more. Didn't necessarily have to go in this direction. Didn't necessarily have to divide and reduce again. We could have simply just multiplied. So I'm going to take this over here, and I'm just going to demonstrate that. So if I had just left it as 3 over 4 times 180 over 1, I would have ended up with 3 times 180, which is 540 over 1. Now I can reduce 540 over 4, and that will bring me to 135. So either way you would have gotten the same answer, but you didn't necessarily have to use that shortcut. So again, I'm just going to go through the solutions for these questions. You can refer back to it. So we said 2 pi is equal to 360 degrees. Pi is 180 degrees. 3 pi over 2 is 270 degrees. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. 3 pi over 4, as we just saw, is 135 degrees. And pi over 6 is 30 degrees. So again, these angles are fairly important, and you'll be seeing a little bit more of them. So I'll see you in the next video.